Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del
Oh,
Fuentes.
wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness.
Isang jumper by Robin Celis. Natalgero has time. Just posterized by
Two teams with lofty ambitions of making it all the way to December collide here in a very important matchup here in Rosales, Pangasinan. And at the heart of this beautiful town, we have the Robert B. Estrella Sr. Memorial Stadium as we feature the main attraction for tonight, featuring two well-traveled veterans with a lot of mileage in them. And for the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers, Eric Camson, he's had his ups and downs dito po sa kanyang kauna-unahang season sa MPBL, but has helped Rizal turn into a contender and going up against Jory Napoles, playing a lot better in his last 4 games, averaging 17 points and 8.3 rebounds para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. Yan po ang ating main game, Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers going up against the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. Later we'll hear from Miss Andrea Endicio, two of the top offensive teams in the league right now. Coach Mike, how do you see this matchup playing out?
I think there's a lot of similarities. Similar kung yung laro natin kanina between Quezon and Zamboanga. Ito naman, kung yung puro 3 points, ito more of perimeter gaming. Nakikita ko dito na very similar dito sa dalawang teams na ito.
And you're watching us live on the official MPBL YouTube channel. Live din po tayo ngayon on Solar Sports and on pusop.com. And well, with Rizal, a breakout performance last time out para dito kay Marco Balagtas. And alam naman natin, no, maraming sandata si Coach Ralph Rivera. But Marco Balagtas, especially when Muntinlupa was gaining traction here, he was able to provide the goods. 14 of those 23 points coming in the last 2 quarters.
It was a season-high performance for the team, and they were really reliant on Marco Balagtas after they got tested by Muntinlupa. 23 points, 14 of them coming in that crucial second half. He shot 75% from the field, 2 more rebounds than his normal average, and 2 more assists more than what he normally contributes. And so that to me shows the value of a Marco Balagtas. Now, is that the peak of Marco Balagtas? I don't think so. There are so many ways that Marco Balagtas can actually work with Alwin Alday, Eric Camson, in order to make a result really good for Rizal.
His best performance coming off against his former team, the Muntinlupa Cagers. On the other side of the fence, Jory Napoles, Coach Mike, na paulit-ulit natin hinahanap, no, na siya ay mahanap din yung kanyang laro dito sa MPBL. And here, man, 20 points in the second half, a total of 24. And he has really found his stride, especially in their last 4 games.
Well, 2 words that best describe that. Outstanding performance by Jory Napoles. That so far is the best game of the season against the Tamaraws. Sure, they did lose, but you know, the numbers of Jory Napoles came in bunches in the third quarter. 24 points, 20 of them in the second half, mostly in the third. 62% field goal, perfect from the line, 8 rebounds. And I'm telling you that Jory Napoles, you know, pretty much is a guy that they definitely would need to work with along with the other players para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves.
And I'm sure, Coach Mike, you are excited for these 2 players to finally lock horns dito naman sa MPBL. They are well-traveled veterans like we said, pero ito yung kauna-unahan nilang season in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Both of these players leading their team in scoring. Eric Camson for Rizal, and for the Pangasinan Heatwaves, you've got the muscle man, Vic Manuel.
Actually, there's very little separation when it comes to scoring between these two. Katulad nga sinabi mo, leaders when it comes to scoring for their respective teams, Eric Camson and Vic Manuel. The rebounds, though, a little bit swinging more the side, but that's a +4 and on Eric Camson. But the assist pretty much almost the same. Eric Camson, though, is #1 when it comes to steals for Rizal with 1.1 steals per game. Pero when it comes to 3-point shooting, Vic Manuel has got that better number over Eric Camson. So different ways that both these respective teams are using Vic and even Eric, and how they use them tonight is going to be very crucial for the respective teams.
And those two guys are with Miss Andrea Indicio.
That is right, Ken. Kasama ko nga ang dalawang all-star big men. One from the south and one from the north. Unahin ko na muna itong si Eric. Eric, you've been stepping up real good para sa iyong kupunan, but tonight you are going up against another big man. Ang kumpare mo nga, sabi mo, na almost same output or same season averages sa'yo. Meron bang mga pointers ang coaches on how you can outplay him tonight?
Lagi naman sinasabi sa akin ng coaches is talagang sa akin nag-i-start kung ano ang magiging result ng team. So, mas kailangan kong dagdagan laging effort ko, lalo na ngayon. Andito ang kumpare ko, ewan kung anong gagawin nito sa akin ngayon. Pero, blessed pa din na hanggang ngayon, nakakasama ko siyang maglaro or what. So yun ngayon. So ibibigay ko yung best ko para dito din sa pansang MPBL saka dito sa Pangasinan, lalo na sa pansang Rizal.
Mukhang kaabang-abang talaga ang inyong tapatan. Thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kanan. And Vic, alam naman natin medyo masakit yung naging talo nyo last game. And we both know na kailangan nyo ang panalong ito para gumanda ang standing nyo in the North Division. Gaano kayo kagigil na makuha ang panalo ngayong gabi?
Siyempre, unang-una, last game, nag-start kami ng flat. So, yun, natambakan kami. Tapos nag-try kami humabol pero na-short kami. So ngayon, kailangan namin yung panalo. Siguro hindi na kami kailangan mag-start ng flat. Kailangan strong agad hanggang matapos yung game. So yun, sobrang kailangan kasi namin panalo ngayon.
And I'm sure babawi talaga tonight ang Heat Waves. Meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa inyong kupunan?
Siyempre, papasalamat ako yan sa mga tao dito na sumusuporta sa Pangasinan Heat Waves. Lagi silang nakasuporta every time na maglalaro kami sa home game. Ayan. Huwag kayong magsawa, guys. Kukunin namin itong panalo para sa inyo.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team as well, mga kaliga. This is the main event of our Saturday triple header. Miguel Pere, take it away.
You'll be catching another exciting ball game here inside the Robert B. Estrella Senior Memorial Stadium in Rosales, Pangasinan. Welcome to our main game between Rizal and your Pangasinan. Live on the official MPBL YouTube channel, Puso P and Solar Sports. This is the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting fives, beginning with Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Starting at guard number 1, Philip Manalang. Also at guard number 17, Alwin Alday. Playing center number 13, Eric Camson. Forward number 28, Marco Polo Balagtas. And a small forward number 6, and Neil Chiser Tolentino. The head coach for the Golden Coolers is Ralph Rivera. Assistant coaches Don Villamin, Christian Coronel, and Mario Gotera. Team manager Joel Conde, team governor Zandre Cruz, team owners Jaime Lim and Alexander Cruz. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet because it's time to meet the starting unit for your Pangasinan Heat Waves. Starting at forward number 12, JP Maguliano. Guard number 1, Mike Di Gregorio. Also at guard number 7, Hesed Gabo. Playing center number 28, the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak. And a small forward number 13, Aline Bulanati. The head coach for the Heat Waves is Gerson Cabiltes. Assistant coaches Noy Catalan, Jun Marzan, Florian Pineda, Ariel Sison, Harold Nang, Joseph Gion, Dan Xavier, and June Medina. Reference for this ball game are Alan Manzano, Leo Layosa, and Zen Manansala.
Rizal, basically almost the same starting unit they had the last game. Neil Tolentino, the exception, replacing Eric Pili in the starting lineup. Sa Pangasinan naman, totally different unit Mike De Gregorio, who did not play in their last game, kasama si Hesed Gabo, Mike Mabulak, JP Maguliano, and Aline Bulanadi. Our referees for this ball game, Alan Manzano, Leonardo Layosa, Zen Manansala. Fourth referee is Sev Pingol. Philip Manalang has a lot of familiarity, played under Coach Gerson Cabiltes when both of them were in Nueva Ecija. Starts off the ball game going up against Hesed Gabo. Manalang's free is good. Right off the bat, Rizal striking first.
And how important is that for the confidence of Philip Manalang? He pretty much really tries to feed more his teammates. But that time around, you understand, he got that shot and he knew he had to take it.
Bulanadi, it hasn't been smooth sailing in his return in the MPBL. But we all know how integral he is in their chase for a championship. Coach Gerson got ejected in the first half in their last game against Mindoro.
I don't know about that traveling violation. I don't think that was. Because he did jab going right, but he left that ball on the floor. It bounced before he lifted his pivot foot. Kaya nagulat si Mike Mabulak dun eh.
3-second violation against Rizal. Bola babalik sa Pangasinan. Coach Ralph Rivera played for Pangasinan in a different league back in the late 90s. As well as Coach Noy Catalan. Mike De Gregorio makes his move. He was able to draw a foul.
And definitely Mike De Gregorio is one of those shooters from the perimeter who would, you know, you'd love to have more touches and get more shot attempts, get more looks.
First free throw good for Mike DG. Coach Christian Coronel. Kasama dyan si Coach Ralph Rivera and also Coach Don Villamin. 2 for 2 at the line for Mike De Gregorio. A lot of intriguing matchups here. Player matchups at each position. Alday, De Gregorio, Camson. I'm sure he'll have his battle with his kumpare na si Vic Manuel. Right now, he's in front against Mike Mabulak. Camson will post up Mike. 3 seconds left. Fading away. Eric Camson scores.
And you see Coach Gerson Cabiltes earlier, when he noticed that ball on that wing with Eric Camson, he immediately knew that there was going to be a shuffle cut to send Eric Camson to the weak side low block. Kaya sinisigawan na niya kaagad na puntahan yung kabilang side sa poste. And so he was telling Mike, be ready, he's gonna shuffle on the other post. This is exactly what happened in that previous play.
Ni Tolentino tasked to shackle ito si Aline Bulanadi. Got the offensive rebound, but in the process lost his footing. And Pangasinan getting the possession.
Yes, Aline Bulanadi, you mentioned him earlier na talagang kailangan, he's gotta get going. Pero hirap din if you're Aline, alam mong markman ka. Nice pass by Hesed Gabo.
Paguliano from downtown and Pangasinan off to a strong start.
And that is why you have Hesed Gabo on this team. He feeds off teammates in situations where they can actually score, but defensively you gotta check the other shooters as well for Rizal, including Alvin Alday. Pero man, you know, that was a pretty good assist by Hesed Gabo very early in the game.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Good setup job by Gabo. JP Maguliano with a free.
That's right. And Philip Manala pretty much got caught in that shake action. Marco Balagtas got busy with that drop coverage as Mike Mabulak was going down. And so the freest guy happens to be JP Maguliano. Same play right there. Instead, they went over to Mike on that short roll.
Good couple of looks from Mike Mabulak. Just could not convert. 5-all ang ating talaan. Philip Manalang jacks up a free. That time a miss. Napikan ng bola. It ends up with Eric Camson.
Travel.
Nag-alangan siya dahil nakita niya si Alday libre.
Pero anong unang lumabas sa mensahe ni Eric Camson sa mga kasama niya? My bad. That's on me. So accountability to understand, nag-travel talaga siya.
Tsaka hindi, blown opportunity kasi yun eh.
Exactly. Shuffle. Flex action though.
Di Gregorio stepping back
All right.
and swishes in that jumper.
And you love that Mike is actually getting involved very early. Couple of shots made from the line. You hit a field goal make. That should do something to a scorer like Mike De Gregorio.
Turnaround jumper by Camson results into a miss. Maguliano, nice pass. Mapulak, blocked by Marco Balagtas. Fourth miss from Mike. But a foul against Rizal.
That's got to be on Eric Camson. He backed up as JP Maguliano was trying to secure a rebound after that miss by Mike Mabula. See this drive right here in that beautiful pass. Well timed on that block by Marco Balagtas. He gets the ball back. Pero yung agawan na yun, ayun, medyo naatrasan si JP. Kaya natawagan ng foul itong si Eric.
Coming off two screens, Di Gregorio misses however. 7-5. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Manalang dumps it down low. Camson face up jumper, back-to-back misses.
Love that rebound by Hesed Gabo.
Bulanadi rises up. Still no go. Camson with another rebound. Quick outlet to Neil Tolentino. Will not force it up. Balagtas is free for a free bucket. Marco Balagtas picking up from where he left off. Lamang na ang Rizal, 8-7.
You got to be salivating if you're Marco Balagtas. Understanding you don't have anyone right in front of you. And then how about the control of Tolentino? Neil just went inside, didn't have anything. Had that control to stay on that balance, find an open man. With Marco Balagtas knocking down that three.
Alin Bulanadi practically averaged 20 points with Basilan back in season 3 and had a career-high 35 points in Game 3 of the South Division semifinals against Bacoor. If you remember that, he hit a clutch shot. I think it was over, kung daw nagkakamali si Nick Demusis eh. He was leaning one way and then took that shot and it enabled them to get past Iloilo as well in the South Division quarterfinals.
And which is why it is very crucial and to the point of being imperative that Alain Bulanadi starts getting active on the floor, and I like the activity right now of Alain Bulanadi. He's not making shots, fine, but at least he's defending, trying to get other ways that he can help out his team, getting that rebound against Neil Tolentino.
Now Tolentino picks up two quick fouls. In comes Samboy De Leon. So he's now the one tasked to guard Alin Bulanadi.
Well, the thing about Samboy naman is you do get another good defender in Samboy, pero scoring-wise, he brings something to the table as well.
Gabo, balik kay Alin.
This is what you want, Alain at the top.
Bulanadi's free, pops out. De Leon grabs his first rebound. Manalan, the pass to Balagtas, too strong on that one-hander. Gabo skip pass to Bulanadi, who's been aggressive looking for a shot. Why not? A three-pointer from Alin Bulanadi.
And Coach Gerson loving that fast break by the Heat Waves. They got that ball, run the other way. You got to spread that lane, not clog the middle, and Alain held that corner, three left side, and Hesed Gabao found him. Easiest shot so far of a make three for Alain Bulanadi.
Heat Waves ahead, 3 points. Camson back to Manalang.
Ooh, I thought that was a travel.
It is a
It
travel.
is a travel. Have it right in front of us.
Hindi nakataka sa mata ni Alan Manzano yun.
Oh,
At sa'yo rin, Coach Mike.
that was clearly a travel. No matter how you look at it, 1, 2, 3.
Apat pa, oh.
That's a travel.
Careless mistake from Philip Manalang. What
Nice
a pass. Another good pass leads to a basket by JP Maguliano.
Can't help but notice the nods on Coach Jerson's head on each completed execution by the Heat Waves.
Cañete foul by JP Maguliano. Under 4 minutes left.
See that pass right there. Good pass. Another pass. Swinging it over for that good basket by JP.
Alday caught Paul watching there late on the help. Yeah.
Dalawang bagay ang maganda dun eh, Ken. Ganda ng pagkakapasa ni Mike De Gregorio. Ang ganda ng recognition ni Mike that I gotta swing this ball the other side. And then JP on a good receive and on a good take.
The ball falls down on the floor. There's a switch. Cañete attacks and lays it in. What a nifty move from Iron Mike.
One of the underrated players, in my personal opinion, for Rizal, Mike Cañete. I do feel, come the playoffs, he is going to be a crucial rotation piece para dito kay Coach Ralph.
Ni Rolyo pataas doon ni Mike Mabulak. Thompson. Nice extra pass. Free for a free. Alwin Alday scores.
You see everybody got focused with Eric Camson. And a couple of guys that you want to keep on checking is Alwin and Eric. And this time, white shirts running, they got numbers.
Action picking up here in the first quarter. Samboy De Leon missing a bunny. Alday, Mintes, De Leon, sablay pa din, tatakbo sa kabila. Ang Pangasinan, Alin Bulanadi using his offhand for the basket.
So far, good quarter start for the Heat Waves at home. They're up 4. And you've got Mike De Gregorio and Elaine Bolinadi being active early in the game.
4 ang lamang ng Heat Waves. Caballero. The pass intended to De Leon. It ends up with Alday. He forces it up. The floater. No good, but a foul against Pangasinan.
And Alwin Alday really just keeping himself active.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop. Personal karaoke speaker every day. Karaoke.
And that pass by Mike De Gregorio really starting off the run for the Heat Waves. And now comes Lawrence Victoria as well as Josh in for the Heat Waves.
Alvin Alday had that stretch where he struggled because of an injury, but has managed to regroup. Vic Manuel nasa loob na, coming off the bench for the Pangasinan Heat Waves, as well as Lawrence Victoria and Jory Napoles. This is some kind of a lineup right now for Pangasinan. Kasama din nila dyan si Joshua Fontanilla.
Yeah, I think at some point in that Mindoro game, we did see that certain combination for the Heat Waves where it was a highly offensive scoring bunch on the floor, anchored on Vic Manuel. And we said in that coverage that we did love that kind of combination. What a shot!
Mintis nga lang. Manuel sa loob, supalpal, inabot niya kay Cañete. Oh, wait. Jump ball. Sabi ni referee Leonardo Layosa. Hickser, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
About the contort on that shot by Cañete. And trying to elude the defense that was right in front of him.
Pagsanhan replaces Alin Bulanadi. Robbie Naive also in for the guys in white.
So all starters have gotten their rest now for both these teams.
De Leon. May hatak laban kay Harvey Pagsanhan. Last foul to give in the quarter para sa Pangasinan Heat Waves.
Oh, one might say halos magkasinlaki lang to si Samboy. Well, maybe a couple of inches difference. Pero pretty much nakita mo yung athleticism ng dalawang players na yan eh.
De Leon
Tough shot.
forcing it up. There was still 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Not sure what was the intention there. Victoria's one-hander, no go. Victoria running out of real estate. Ball goes back to Rizal.
I thought Robin Ive did a good thing of, locking that right side where Lawrence Victoria intended to go downhill and forcing Victoria to pivot a little bit with this original plan of a shot make.
Caballero. Pass inside. Cañete,
Nice
what a
fake.
fake. They swing it. De Leon jacks up a three off the mark. Napoles the rebound. Victoria surveying the floor. Balik kay Napoles. Binigay kay Pagsanhan. Bola na tapik pagya ni Naive. Na kay Lawrence Victoria pa rin. Now it's with Vic Manuel who hits a free top of the key.
That's where he's made most of his threes. Either the top side or that left side wing three. Which is why we said at the top of the coverage, the only key difference between him and Eric Camson, three-point shooting.
Caballero, this
Way
is a
out.
long three-point shot. Did not have his legs under him. And that's why it resulted into a bad miss.
Well, he had to take that shot. Nobody was free. And it didn't see enough ball movement. Here, late contest on that straight-up three from top of the key para dito kay Vic Manuel. Now he mixes it up, goes down on a low block.
Wants this matchup against Jeric Serrano, but he carried the basketball. Dribbling violation against the muscle man.
And that clearly is a matchup advantage para dito kay Vic Manuel down on the low block. And so they will keep on going at it. See that post up right there, little fumble. Yeah, tama naman. Carried it. The ball was already at rest and then he put it back on the floor.
Rizal having trouble executing their offense in the last couple of minutes. Rawi Naive catch and shoot. Off to the right, Manuel the rebound. Last shot time for the guys in black. Coach Gerson wants to milk the clock. Horn set here for Pangasinan. Fontanilla. Bounce pass, Manuel. Off the bounce, spins, one-hander. Way off the mark. And that's gonna do it here in quarter number 1. And Pangasinan, much better start compared to what they had against Mindoro, playing in front of their home fans dito sa Rosales. And well, there's still gonna review if there's some time on the clock, but first, let's see what transpired in the first quarter. Philip Manalang got off to a good start, hitting that three for Rizal.
Yeah, Philip Manalang started it off, pero those 3 turnovers to which the Heat Waves got 6 points out of it, and they immediately tried to get into runs and good ball distribution for the Heat Waves. JP Maguliano moving a lot. Bolanadi, De Gregorio, and Maguliano really playing good basketball here for the Heat Waves in the first.
And a very solid start compared to what they had last Monday para dito sa Pangasinan.
Yes, pretty much agree. And this, playing at home, this should bring that level of energy for the Heat Waves.
Pero hindi pa tapos yung first quarter. Looks like there's still some time left because De Leon committed a kickball violation.
1 point something, I think.
Oo, tama ka. 1 point.
1.2, 1.4.
1.3.
All right, there you go.
First quarter is 1.3 seconds.
Isa baseline ng Pangasinan nito, so pwede pa.
Watch out for Vic. Watch out for Lawrence.
Catch and shoot situation. Oh,
Oh,
what a
wow.
play! Misdirection, but Napoles fails to score.
Oh, man.
Opening quarter.
You see the genius of Coach Gerson Cabiltes on that baseline out of bounds. He had everybody misdirected. They were going to either Vic Manuel or Lawrence Victoria. But really, it's that back action over to Joray Napoles. Sayang lang nagbintes.
Diyan nagtatapos ang first quarter, lamang ang Pangasinan over Rizal, 20-15. Back with us here inside the Robert Estrella Sr. Memorial Stadium, Pangasinan. Disappointing loss against Mindoro last Monday.
Well, I felt they run out of time. Ang ganda nung nilaro nila ng third quarter, ang ganda nung naging recovery. Ian Melencio really played for the most part at the guard spot. He was really good. Jory Napoles was exceptional.
For more on that, let's go to Andrea Indicio.
Fleeting pa rin nga ang posisyon nila from the 4th to 7th spot in the North. Kaya sabi nga ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes, we have to bring out a different kind of focus tonight. Looking back at their last game, very obvious ang disappointment ni Coach. Their heads were not in the game. The effort simply wasn't there. Nag-reflect nga daw yan sa body language ng Heatwaves being too slow and too soft. So instead of the X's and O's, Coach focused on the mental aspect of the team. Sabi niya, I have to bring them back to the right focus. Being a champion coach that he is, he believes everything starts with the right mindset. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. No? Dahil nga, golden opportunity for them to move up the standings. Pero Robin Ives scores but visibly hurt, holding on to his head.
He got hit by Josh Fontanilla. As Josh was trying to block from behind. See this lead pass right here. Robin Ive thought he only had Lawrence Victoria pero humabol pa rin sa likod si Josh Fontanilla. Josh airborne na, hindi na siya makapreno. He was really trying to bring his hand down pero unfortunately tumama dun sa ulo ni Rob Ive. It didn't look like, at least from what we saw in that video, na intentionally binaba niya para saktan si Robin Ive.
Papagpag lang ni Robbie yan.
Pero masakit yun.
Masakit yun.
Oo, masakit yun.
By the way, shout out to Hannah. She is here, the better half of Robbie. Traveled all the way here to Rosales to support Robbie. Kailangan siya paltan kasi matagal siyang nasa sahig.
Yeah. Mandatory. That's right.
So Alday will shoot the bonus free throw.
One thing that's very important though, while ang Pangasinan has got this 3-point lead, they have to sustain the energy na sinimulan ng mga starters nila. Ito ang coming off the bench guys. And these starters really, did a good job of bringing the energy early in the game. And so these guys got to continue with that.
Victoria tried to dump it to Harvey Pagsanhan. Steal by Rizal. Trailing by 3 points. Jeric Serrano's free. Off target. Vic Manuel grabs the rebound. Fontanilla spins.
Wow.
Wraparound pass to Jory Napoles. Outside jumper is good.
Impressive pass. Really good make as well from Jory Napoles. Taking off from where he started the last game.
22-17. There comes Son about to check in at the next whistle. So we're gonna see that battle between Vic Manuel and Eric Camson. Naive will also return. This was a great setup job. Libre si Napoles dyan. At lista mo na yan para kay Jory.
Yes, exactly. And I like that he caught it and immediately took that shot. Hindi na pinatagal pa Hindi na put the ball on the floor.
Vic Manuel off on that jumper. Napoles pulling up off the back iron and Camson grabs another rebound.
Obviously not happy with how he got bumped by Harvey Pagsanhan in that rebound situation. This is the matchup that they've been looking for, speaking of Rizal.
Samboy De Leon got clipped in the arm as he turned around for the jumper. Pagsanhan called for a second foul.
And they really try to post up itong si Harvey Pagsanhan. And with size advantage by Samboy De Leon down there, he really just kept going at it. Kept digging and digging until he got that foul from Harvey.
2014 na ASCO MVP Samboy De Leon. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Badly missing the second free throw. Apat pa rin ang lamang ng Pangasinan. Both teams 18 and 8, but are playing in different divisions. The highest that Rizal could finish is at number 2. Pangasinan eyeing that 4th spot.
Well, very early in this game, you see na talagang aggressive itong si Vic Manuel. If he's not taking shots from the outside, he's going for rebounds. That time around, little post-up action. The thing that you have not seen yet is that, you know, offense-defense situation when each man is guarding the other, being Vic Manuel and Eric Camson. And I feel later on, in the latter quarters, we should see that matchup.
Balagtas nagbabalik para sa Rizal. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
And they're not allowing Keanu Caballero to be the one to set up the table for Rizal. They are just letting the other guys bring the ball down the floor and make them have the reads. Because obviously, Keanu Caballero is the head of, you know, the offensive scheme of Rizal. Everything runs through him.
By the way, Eric Camson in foul trouble right now as he heads back to the bench. 23-18. Bola nasa Rizal. They've got Mike Cañete, Marco Balagtas, Samboy De Leon, Keanu Caballero, and Robbie Naive. Cañete off the bounce ni Yoyo pa. Mintis nga lang. Bola na tapik ni Marco Balagtas. Pero nawalan siya ng space to operate. Well, it goes back to Pangasinan.
Somehow you get the feeling that dito sa game na to, no team has yet gotten a steady stream of momentum. Parang nagpapalitan lang sila, no? Kanina sinimulan ng Pangasinan pero sumagot rin ng Rizal. Pero that steady stream of successive good offensive sets on their end of the floor, wala. Another basket right there by Joray Napoles. Same side of the floor. Might be his favorite spot, that right short three. Short jumper rather. See this fake handoff and you immediately give it up over to Joray, who Vic understands made the shot earlier down there, and you take one more, buddy. I know you're gonna make it.
Simple lang, attracting 2 defenders, passing it off to a wide open Joray Napoles. Pangasinan with a 7-point lead. The 2 certified scorers for Pangasinan, Vic Manuel, Alin Bulanadi. 12 points for Vic, along with 7 rebounds, 11, 4, and 2 naman for Alin Bulanadi.
Well, you do like that 12 and 11 point output, but you'd like for Alin Bulanadi to shoot a little bit better because he was only, 5 of 15 in that field goals, shooting only 33%, and you know he's much better than that percentage clip. And the reason that he's got that clip is every time he has the ball, he's got a defender right in front of him. Markado eh.
Rizal, let's see what they execute off a timeout. Pull-up jumper by Philip Manalang. Lost steam on that jump shot. Fontanilla with Victoria, Napoles, Pagsanhan, and Vic Manuel. Sizing up Marco Balagtas, the muscle man. At the post,
Oh, no.
Manuel, surgical in his approach, able to lay it in.
Ang hirap bantayan ni Vic Manuel sa poste. Dahil, pagka sinara mo yung gitna, deadly yung drop step. Pag hinayaan mo naman bukas yung gitna, napakadali niyang atakihin. Yan, lakas pa ng katawan with a good chance of offensive rebound. So, you know, you really are definitely gonna need a secondary defender to help him down on the low block. Now, this is a 4-point run here para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves right after that basket earlier by Joray Napoles.
Lawrence Victoria has yet to score. Napoles has had a couple of buckets. That time he misses from the top of the key. De Leon. Pinasa palabas kay Marco Balagtas. Rizal trailing by 9. Manalang gets to the gut of the defense, lost the basketball, and turns the ball over.
So you're not going to get past Vic Manuel that easy. And he just kept his hand up, kept in pace with Philip Manalang as he was going downhill. And this was the post-up that we were talking about. Second bump, there's that third one, and that step through against that defense of Marco Balagtas. That's tough.
And their half-court defense has been solid at the moment. Talking about Pangasinan.
And that's the best you can do if you're Rizal. You try to push him away, pero again, he's just gonna keep on digging. There's that second defender in right now. Ooh.
Bumawi si the muscle man, Vic Manuel.
And so they're asking if are they gonna challenge?
Wow. Rizal got teed up for proper bench decorum, and Coach Ralph Rivera is visibly upset.
Nice.
Something you rarely see
Correct.
from Coach Ralph.
Correct. And what he's trying to point out to official Alan is that hinawakan yung jersey, and you can't do that, especially if you use that to impede the other player. See this right here. That drive, he got hit on the face, took that shot, missed it. Oh, we didn't see what happened. He was really claiming si Coach Ralph na meron talaga ng hatak ng jersey.
Lucky break for Rizaldo. Melencio missing the technical free throw. This remains a single-digit lead, but again, Rizal just having their problems executing in their half-court sets. Rizal also a great transition team, but the pace has slowed down and it has worked to the favor
Same
of
spot.
Pangasinan. Same spot. A miss that time. Eric Pili now in the ball game for Rizal. Cross-court pass, Alday, wala pa din. Past the halfway point of the second quarter. Pagsanhan draws a foul. Rizal has been stuck to 18 points.
Yeah, been there for quite a while. And I like that Harvey Bagsanhan, once he got that ball on that reversal by Ian Melencio, did not like the look on the three, and he put the ball on the floor trying to test the defense of Rizal down the middle lane.
Mintis yung unang free throw ni Harvey Pagsanhan.
At saka importante dito, bumalik na yung si Mike Mabulak and Mike De Gregorio. Couple of starters for the Heat Waves.
Itong free throw na ito at sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Man, Pangasinan has missed key free throws at imbis na lamang na sila ng double digits, nananatiling siyam pa rin yung lamang nila. And it has, sometimes that's the opening that the team behind needs.
That's right, agree.
Cañete, nice pass. Pero parang hindi rin inasahan ni Marco Balagtas. He thought Cañete was going up for that shot.
But he did have Lervin Flores sealed from behind. And so, based on what Cañete did, I felt that was a good look for Mike. Really just hindi lang na nasalo na mabuti ni Marco Balagtas.
We have a timeout. We'll be right back. Back with us here in the Robert Estrella Senior Memorial Stadium. Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Just want to give a quick shout out to Miss Daphne Cristobal, one of the rising women's anchors here in basketball.
And syempre si Daphne, pretty much evolving into the kind of broadcaster and sports panelist that she is.
At syempre, isa pa. Huwag natin kalimutan si Mr. Jaime Mendihar.
Oo naman.
Di ba?
Si Jaime, my main man. One of the really good guys that I've met in the industry.
Alam mo, nakakasiguro ko, pareho magaling yun, di ba? Binanggit natin. Pero mas mabait yung Jaime Mendihar para sa akin.
Talaga?
Oo.
Bahala na si Jaime sa'yo kung anong ibibigay niyang regalo.
Ano bahala sa akin, Chief, ha?
Pero itong mga Pangasinan Heatwaves, much as they have the lead right now, medyo nag-slow down yung momentum. They hit a couple of really good sets on the field goal, of successive field goals of Jory Napoles as well as Vic Manuel on that jumper right side and then the post up against Marco Balagtas. But after that, ganun parang start and stop no? Kaya hindi ka makakuha ng magandang momentum. Actually, if either you're a heat wave or you're Rizal.
Melencio with a basketball. Now it's with Mike Di Gregorio. Under 4 minutes left. Di Gregorio wiggles through traffic. Too strong on the layup. Lamang nananatili sa siyam. Rizal has had multiple opportunities. Oh, Balagtas with a hard fall. This one will be reviewed.
Hopefully Marco's okay. That was a hard fall. Nothing on the airborne side. Sinabayan lang talaga ni Lervin Flores. He was trying to block the shot. And it was the body contact. And then falling down on the ground. That should be just a regular foul. That's right. So regular foul lang. Kasi it really was a play on the ball to try and challenge or either block that attempt by Marco Balagtas.
You notice, Coach Mike, when Rizal speeds up the game and is able to force turnovers, that's where they're at their best. Pero if they're relegated to a half-court game, dun sila nahihirapan mag-execute. Lalo wala si Eric Camson sa loob.
Totoo. And Pangasinan, I think, is better at fast breaks versus itong Rizal. In that stat line, actually, 20 versus 18, that's a two-point difference between these two. Pero they are so much, I guess, more intentional at running the fast break itong the Heat Waves. That's got to be a foul right there. Marco has been tugging, holding, and pulling Mike Mabulak as he was trying to seal him on that possible entry pass by Mike De Gregorio down on the low block. And when we talk about perimeter gaming, karamihan ng nangyayari ganito mga post-up. Kaya itong Heat Waves, kailangan talaga handa ka na dumipensa pagdating sa poste.
Very undersized din kasi yung front line nitong Rizal. Pero
Correct.
alam mong hindi rin naatras.
Correct.
Alin Bulanadi sets his feet,
There you go.
fires, and cashes in from the right corner. It's now a 12-point lead for Pangasinan.
Well, you got a 12-point lead, but more importantly, oh man, Philip Manalang's drive had him down on the floor. I was going to say, you have this 12-point lead, but I'm sure Coach Jerson and the coaching staff of Pangasinan are more happy that Aline Bolenadi actually hit that three. Look at that. He spaced out to that corner on that open for that good pass by Ian.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. We mentioned how both of these teams, in terms of scoring points, top 3 and 4. Well, it's been a defensive masterclass so far. Both
Yes.
teams struggling from the field.
Yes, pretty much. No, ganun na nangyayari. Hindi rin, again, as anyone made a really good, strong momentum. Convincingly, wala . Pero sporadic, mukhang dito more sa Pangasinan .
A foul away from the basketball. Both teams in penalty.
No, this is still a considerable time. 3 minutes, you're already in the penalty situation. Both these teams, I'm sure they're gonna try and make the most out of it. And doon na-challenge itong Rizal . Yung mga post-up, offense where they really have to contend with a strong post-up player and then shooters from the outside and good downhill finishers for the Heat Waves.
Si Coach Ralph Rivera sumugal na dito. Eric Camson with 2 fouls at the risk of picking up his third. Now in the game, trying to spark something here for the Golden Coolers.
Well, one thing that Eric Camson, with that much foul already, still with 3 minutes in the first half, what he's got to do is keep his cool. You know, you understand this is going to be a lot of post action, shaded area, offense, defense, but you got to keep your cool.
Manalang gets into the paint. Turnover number 8 laban sa Rizal.
That definitely was not a good set for Rizal. Nobody touched that ball. It was all, ball on the floor, dribbles by Philip Manalang. Moving men and moving ball, that's an important thing. Flex. Nice fake.
Bolanadi, that shot rolling out. PD got lost in that screen. Behind the back, Alday flips it up and in, getting the friendly bounce.
And si Alvin Alday talagang naghahanap rin niya ng momentum para sa kanya. Hindi rin makakuha pa ng streaky shooter kasi ito si Alday, di ba?
Yeah.
That's a foul.
Serrano tried to go for the block.
And Lervin Flores, left-handed and all, you allow him to go to that left side of the floor, he pretty much going to have advantage in that situation.
Si Machete. Lervin Gong Flores at the line. Kapampangan now playing for Pangasinan.
The champion.
Yeah. Mongalanza, Jay Collado in street clothes.
And those guys were pretty big in that losing cause against Mindoro. And si Bongalanza at saka si Jay Collado. I felt that both those guys alongside Ian Melencio and Joray Napoles really pushed the pace for the Heat Waves.
2 minutes left in the second quarter. Camson. Still a lot of time on their shot clock, but his pocket got picked by Gong Flores. Maguliano, pass outside to Mike De Gregorio, will not force up the fray. Instead, gives it up to Alin Bulanadi.
Oh, man.
Melencio. Pili in front of him. Melencio rises up. Can't hit the jumper. 5-on-4 fast break. Alday manages to slam on the brakes and score.
Boy, they had a couple of good looks for possible threes on a couple of shooters. First, Mike De Gregorio passed up on that three. And then on the weak side, Alin Bolinadi's been holding it.
Ian Melencio.
Wow!
Almost, but there for the stick back, flexing his muscles, was Lervin Flores.
2 crucial plays so far in succession for Lervin Flores. That steal against Eric Camson, that put back on that last one, at this one right here.
And,
trying to get in there. Ito yun, yung drive ni Ian Melencio, scooped it up, he got blocked, but wow, look at that offensive rebound effort by Lervin Flores. Flexing it right after that make. And this time around, he tried to get in there with that little handoff involving si Keanu Caballero, but again, got that foul on Keanu. No good rhythm so far for Rizal.
yeah.
Shooting only 27%. Napakababa niyan. Let alone, when you look at their stats, there are a lot of really good perimeter scorers for Rizal, let alone three-point shooters.
63 seconds left. Pangasinan with the basketball. Melencio. Flores now against Eric Camson. Maguliano gives it up to Ian Melencio on the right side. Two-man game between him and Maguliano. Flashing to the middle.
Oh, man.
The impact by Lervin Flores here in the closing minutes of the second quarter. Quite helpful to the cause of Pangasinan.
We were looking for consistency in this game, and so far, it's Lervin Flores that has answered that call. And that one's a foul, though.
Fishing expedition ang nangyari
Oo.
doon. Camson outsmarting Flores. And Camson will troop to the line for 2 free throws. Last break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Yan ang mga kailangan ni Alvin Alday. Yung downhill action to really, get that confidence na kailangan ko na umiscore.
Camson na ipasok yung kanyang unang free throw. His first season in the MPBL. Hit that game winner in the All-Star game over David.
Oh, that's a violation. That's a violation.
Came in too early.
Yeah. Di ba nare-release? Nasa loob na si
Jerick Serrano. 37.5 seconds left.
This will be a quick setup for the Heat Waves as they try to go for 2 for 1. Might be a stagger right here on the top. There you go.
Dumaan sa dalawang screen. Ngayon na kay Mike De Gregorio. De Gregorio layup, no. Camson the rebound. Bounce pass to Caballero. Pili, this is big if he hits it. No good. Camson, offensive rebound. Forcing it up. Wala pa din. Na kay Camson pa rin ang bola.
Boy.
Mintes.
Wow, Lervin Flores.
But Rizal able to force a jump ball and possession arrow pointing to the Golden Coolers.
Give them that jump ball, but how about the effort of Lervin Flores? The guy battled it out against every white shirt in there. Oh, too early to call. On a jump. I don't think that was a quick held ball though.
Rizal using their final timeout of the half. They're behind by 12, 37-25. Nandito pa rin po tayo sa Robert Estrella Sr. Memorial Stadium in Rosales, Pangasinan, together with Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, Head of Operations Emer Oreta, muli po Ken Panglinan with Coach Mike Perez, and we have Miss Andrea Endicio at courtside.
2 successive quarters where Pangasinan has outscored itong Rizal. At this point, just 10 points for Rizal. Can you imagine that in 1 quarter?
Now it's a baseline inbound for Rizal. This is a very important possession for them.
Yes. You want to close out the quarter strong. And
also you don't want Eric Camson to pick up a silly foul.
yes. Pero they don't have to rush this. They still have 15 seconds and practically, I'd like to think, the last shot of the quarter.
Problem is, it's only been Alvin Alday who's had multiple field goal makes so far for Rizal.
Exactly. And you see, Samboy De Leon definitely is going to get his volume attempts, pero he hasn't made a shot yet from the field. Missed thrice from the perimeter, missed twice from 3, and then he split his free throws.
They're taking some time here. I wonder what's happening.
I think they want to look at the clock.
Okay. Kanina 15.7 yan eh.
Yes. And that, I think, is what they're trying to contest here. Speaking of the heat waves, they felt that there was more time in the clock.
Siyempre, ma-shoutout na rin natin si Coach Mark Dandan and also Coach Melo Navarro, who I believe is in Taiwan.
Oh yes, I think they're preparing for their San Sebastian, no?
Oh,
San Sebastian team.
Basti boys yun.
Yeah, the NCAA team's also preparing.
All right, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back after this. All right, 15.7 seconds remaining.
So apparently it's still the same, 15.7.
Capson isolated at the right side, milking the clock. Penalty na ang Pangasinan. Capson, muntik na mawala sa kanya yung bola. Caballero, pumasok sa loob, forcing it up and in.
Wow.
And Coach Gerson will also use his final timeout of the first half as he tries to diagram up a play with 3.6 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Well, they were trying to use up a lot of clock with Eric Camson down on the block. Pero he fumbled a little bit. Naka-recover ang bola na yung kay Keanu. Keanu spinning and going middle of the floor. Faked and able to get Ian Melencio up in the air before he made that shot going glass. And just understanding na naiwan ka na ng depensa, kailangan ikaw na yung tumira.
Last possession para sa Pangasinan para tuldukan na itong first half in front of their home fans where they are 2-1 here in this very same venue. Only loss they had in this building was against Quezon. Gabo, Pangsanhan, got blocked. That's gonna do it here in the first 20 minutes of game action. Rizal mightily struggling from the field. Aline Bulanadi with a strong start to this game. 9 points, 3 rebounds, and hit a couple of threes to close out the second period.
Well, Alain Bolanati providing the needed scoring para dito sa Heat Waves early in the game. That feed earlier, that second triple down on the right corner three. Alain Bolanati is one of the lefties that have shown real good here in the Heat Waves at the first half. The other one, of course, being Lervin Flores.
Halftime score 37-27. Pangasinan abante ng 10 over Rizal.
Is that for Diego?
Pero mintis, dalawang free throw, ha? Oh, what a pass! Biggs Pascual setting up Kit Jimenez.
This has got to be one of the best games, if not the best game, that we've seen from Mix Pascual. Good decision making right there, but you got to catch up on the other end.
Defense once again. Ugsang at the post. Fading away. Oh my goodness, Reeve Ugsang. How about that?
If your key player is down, it's the role players that take over. Reeve San this time, after giving that pass earlier to Mark Meneses, decides I'm gonna take on this one, taking on 3 white shirts, fading away, knocking it down to the delight of the Cebu Greats bench.
Sazon, Yambing will slam it down. Was actually asking for the lob. This guy could really jump out of a building. So si Rin William Bing.
Nice little pocket pass delivered there by Ives Sazon. It's still a slam for Rin William Bing. One hand plus as he brought back yung kanyang cornrows for this game.
You don't want to see going as well. Tandaan natin. Oh, what a move!
Grabe yun. And Mac Talio able to score.
In and out with the left hand and that right hand finish, leaving the defense on the dust. Mac Talio at his best, breaking down primary defenders.
Napako na sa 64 points. Rodel Gravera will slam it down with 2 hands.
He pretty much deserves that moment, itong si Rodel Gravera. He's just been a guy that they pull off the bench and always gives positive results. He never runs out of effort. It was a foot race with Migs Pascual, and Migs was not gonna challenge that. And Rodel Gravera, a very quiet, athletic guy.
At nauuna siya dito, Farito will slam it down with his left hand.
He is in a zone. Christian Pajarito has made this Voyagers team and this Cuneta Astrodome as his playground tonight, showing us everything that he can do on the floor. Left hand jam puts in that exclamation on the kind of game that Christian has played.
Missing the second. Davao, chance to win it. Escobedo inside the pass. Escocio scores! 0.7 seconds remaining. Val City calls timeout. What a play there by the Davao Occidental Tigers.
Well, they quickly ran the other way and trying to attack, understanding the time that was left, that front end miss.
About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
That is enough time.
Roy Sumang attacks, pulling up. Money on a mid-range jumper.
They got time.
But still a 2-possession game. Hamon, a second remaining. And that's gonna do it. Zamboanga. How about Roy Sumang? Struggling all game long with his shot. Delivers the dagger for the Zamboanga Sikat.
The dagger against June Manso, no problem. Little step back, and that basket made just in time to give them the lead and eventually the game.
Basilan with 7 steals compared to 8 naman for Ilagan Isabela. Alex Cabagno drives baseline. Oh! Had that tough angle but had the wits in English to will that one through.
Oh boy, what an incredible shot make by the Crunchman. Santos was trying to keep in step with him all the way to the hoop. Took it to the other side with a much more difficult attempt. Was able to use that offhand to keep Santos from getting in front of him. But still, the magnitude of the difficulty of the shot.
He has post start para dito sa Sarangani.
Oh! One-handed throwdown right out of the gates from Simon Sandagon.
Simon Sandagon in his last 2-3 games has really sent out a statement that he is laser focused to try and bring a title for the Quezon Huskers this season.
That came out of nowhere. Simon Sandagon announcing his entry. break. It's a 10-point lead for Pangasinan. They're enjoying over Rizal, 37-27. And Coach Mike, this is a gauge, no? Especially teams bound for the playoffs, where they at. And in a game where Pangasinan forced Rizal into those half-court sets, they were able to execute. And as a result, they hold on to this 10-point lead, 37-27.
And somehow you get the feeling parang grit and grind game, ano? Walang nakakuha ng magandang momentum, kaya naman pag tiningnan mo yung field goal percentage, napakababa niyan, 36 and 27% respectively, let alone scoring just 37 and 27 after 2 quarters. The difference is the really good 3-point shooting of Pangasinan. 4 out of 5, a couple of that coming from Alain Bolanadi, and also yung turnovers. They forced 10 turnovers here on Rizal and got 8 points out of it. And when you talk about getting help from the bench, Pangasinan got a ton of it coming from Vic Manuel, Lervin Flores, and including si Joray Napoles. Those guys were big.
Bolanadi starts off the third with another 3-point shot. He now has 12 markers to lead the way for Pangasinan. Alday with 9. Nangunguna naman para sa Rizal.
This is the best 3-point shooting game so far, if I recall correctly, for Alain Bolanadi. 75%, 3 of 4.
Alday's teardrop won't work. He gets it back for Rizal.
Yeah, didn't have that balance for that teardrop shot. Here we go. This is the matchup that we're talking about. Finally, we're seeing it.
Thompson at a post, creating separation, but it results into a miss. Manuel with a baseball pass to Alain Bolanadi in stride for 3. That would have really given Pangasinan some breathing room.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jerson, you would have wanted him to take that. Imagine if that went in and what that does to the momentum and the confidence of Alain Bolanadi.
Manalang's free is off. Jory Napoles, Vic Manuel, Heset Gabo, Alain Bolanadi, and
Oh, wow.
King Gortiza. And he loves that spot. Even nag-change courts na tayo, Coach
Correct.
Mike. Doon pa rin siya nag-ooperate. Ito si Jory Napoles.
Ako nagustuhan ko doon is that quick recognition of Alain Bolanadi to leave that space and allow for Jory Napoles to take on it. Kaya nung pagkababa, nakita mo ang ganda ng tapikan ng dalawa. They're happy with how that offense turned out. And so far, empty possession again for Rizal. They score a basket here. This might be a basket timeout.
Napoles thought he got fouled. Manalang speeds it up. Got blocked by Alain Bolanadi to Vic Manuel. The one-handed shot is good.
They got to call timeout now. You got to stop the bleeding. And the heat waves, they've got the energy.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split-type air conditioners.
You like that fast breaks always start on the defensive end. And to understand that your best scorer actually leaves it up for the big guy that's least guarded on the front of the floor, just shows you how much cohesion to start the third we have for the Heat Waves.
7-0 run by Pangasinan, forcing a Rizal timeout. Fan of the game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Matindi yung pagbagsak ng ulan dito sa Rosales at ganun din kabagsik yung pagsisimula nitong Pangasinan here in the third. Scoring the first 7 points. Happy to have you with us here on a Saturday night. Muli po Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. At courtside, we have Miss Andrea Indicio. Important game for both of these teams who are trying to lock a spot in the playoffs.
And boy, what a way to start the third quarter here for the Heat Waves. They get a quick setup for Alain Bolanadi for that made 3. And then they just kept going at it.
All right, it is a wet spot on the floor. We'll be taking a short break. We resume action here. Rizal is now down by 17, 44-27. Which might,
Yeah, this is the biggest lead, right?
oh,
17.
ang kailangan nilang gawin para makahabol man lang dito sa third quarter, Coach Mike.
I think they got to bring in the energy. And somehow when you look at Rizal to start, it's not as fluid as you would normally see from the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. And pretty much they've been, in my opinion, really just reactive to how this strong start has been for the Heat Waves. Tsaka yung scoring, I mean, you're limited to just 12 in the second quarter. Never got past 20. Ito, nag-team to, nag-average to ng almost 86 points per game. Actually, dalawa itong parehong team na to, pero right now, this slowdown, medyo ang nagiging impact based on observation natin, really more on Rizal. And so you gotta bring in that energy and stay, upbeat despite this deficit.
The heavy downpour continues. Balagtas misfires from the outside. Gortiza secures it for Pangasinan.
And this is both important to these two teams. Kasi may play-in implications to eh.
Oo.
Oh, another steal.
Bulanadi to a cutting King Gortiza with a sidestep beauty.
Grabe yung footstep na yun, or footwork ni King Gortiza that time. Catch and that slow second step.
The onslaught continues for the Heat Waves. 9 straight points. Alday. Again, another pass deflected by King Gortiza, who did not even see action in the first half. As we check out this Gixer, great move of the game, born for greatness.
At saka hinayaan lang muna ni Alain Bolanadi na makafocus sa kanya yung depensa ni Marco Balagtas. And itong si Gortiza really just kept going downhill for that finish.
3 minutes gone by. Rizal has yet to score. And that will continue. Offensive foul whistled against Marco Balagtas.
If you're the Heat Waves right now, don't you just love that you have this level of energy from King Gortiza, who's seeing action for the very first time here in the third quarter for the Heat Waves.
Bounce pass to Vic Manuel. Posting up Eric Camson.
Ganda.
It will bounce out. Napoles ends up taking the jumper. Derecho pero malakas. The lob, Cañete, sobra, wala pa rin. Galing sa Rizal.
Too tight. Fast break nila, wala masyado nagra-run wide eh. Kaya it allows the Heat Waves to really focus in the paint and wait for that drive. Cross-stage dribble.
Offhand, no. Foul against Pangasinan. It's against Jory Napoles.
Kanina kasi sinubukan ni Alain Bolanadi na i-hostage sa likod yung depensa ni Mike Cañete. And he took that offhanded push shot, missing it, and eventually instead resulted in that foul by Joray Napoles.
The Moppers continue to manage the wet spots on the floor.
Correct.
Of course, the utmost priority is the safety of our players. Robbie Naive having trouble dealing with the defense of Joray Napoles, barely getting it across. Rizal needs to regroup. 4 minutes in, wala pa rin silang puntos dito. Cañete, sablay galing sa labas. Offensive rebound by Rizal. Camson relocates for free.
Yeah,
It's good.
And that's big. Because one, you left Eric Camson right from the top. Isa na yan sa mga paborito niyang lugar na tumira ng 13, di ba? Dito banda sa kaliwang side. And you gotta credit Mike Cañete for recognizing that spot with Eric Camson.
Bounce pass of Gabo going to Vic Manuel. Side step. Gets the basket. At tutungo pa siya sa free throw line for a bonus free throw after getting fouled.
Sino makakapigil doon kay Vic Manuel? Who puts that ball on the floor, getting past everyone. 3 white shirts and none of them able to stop Vic Manuel. It's too big, too strong for that finish.
Could negate that 3-point shot of Camson earlier if he hits this free throw.
You got to get a series of stops and makes on your end of the floor if you're Rizal to try and trim this down. 19, pero they are very much capable on turning this into a single-digit deficit as we enter the fourth. They really just gotta come together and get stops and score in bunches.
Sa poste, Camson fading away against Joray Napoles. Falls down on the floor. No foul called. Manuel was held by Mike Cañete.
And when Vic Manuel plays like this, controlling the rebound, manning the paint, you know you're gonna have to have your bigs really exert a lot of effort. Ay samahan mo pa ng energy binibigay ni King Gortiza.
I don't know. I mean, it's still a lot of time left.
Yes.
But this could be the best I've seen Pangasinan play defense in a while against Rizal.
Agree. And I think this is one of their best cohesive games together on the floor. When you talk of the heat wave, it's gotta be a foul right there.
Caballero drains a free, much needed one.
I thought Hesed Gabo got hit on the face.
Gabo. Pinuntahan si Vic Manuel. Jab step laban kay Eric Camson. Blows past him but fails to finish. Camson with his 12th rebound. Gives it up to Robbie Naive. Nice pass. Attracting the defense. Setting up Mike Cañete for the deuce.
Oh, yan yung mga kailangan gawin ng Rizal. Now, you get a good set right there. Now you gotta get a stop and then do the same thing all over again on your end of the floor.
Lamang baba sa 14. Gabo whips a pass to Vic Manuel. Stepping back. Firing a free.
Man.
Pretty much automatic from that distance. 14 points for the muscle man.
14 points for Vic Manuel.
Bola na agaw pa dito ng Pangasinan. 3-on-2 fast break. Gortiza rejected up top by Samboy De Leon.
Good defense right there by Samboy.
Cañete almost lost it, recovers. Samboy De Leon, he was the one who got the block, and on the other side, getting the layup.
Again, maaring nakakuha ng layup doon itong Rizal, pero kailangan ulitin nila yan. You're down only, 15 right now. You gotta string a lot of points to try and trim this down. Ang kagandahan niya, marami pang oras and marami kang capable scorers like this one.
Naive's free is short. Gabo will slow things down for Pangasinan. Coach Gerson asking for a clear out.
They want to clear for Vic Manuel.
Two-man game between Gabo and Manuel. Hesed going right at Caballero but unable to finish. Camson against Napoles.
Oh,
Pumuersa,
that's an
and it's offensive foul. Here comes on maintaining his cool.
Yeah, you did see quickly yung extend ng nung right arm nito ni Eric Camson. See that right there. There you go. And it happened right in front of our officials, and so she's got to blow that whistle. But forget about it. If you're Rizal, you got to defend again. Get a stop and get another crack at the basket.
Lawrence Victoria, crossover, bumps into Robbie Naive.
That too is an offensive foul. That's right.
Lawrence Victoria played for Rizal back in Season 4 under Coach Tantan Banal. And dati nga silang magkaampit dyan ni Jeric Serrano, no? Now, adversaries tonight. As Rizal still trails by 15 as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third. Serrano, binigay kay Samboy De Leon.
That's
Off
one
the
guy.
bounce. Got blocked from behind by Joshua Fontanilla. And they complete the stop. Pangasinan getting the possession.
Gusto na yan sa mga kabigay ng energy para dito sa Rizal. Yan si Samboy De Leon. Gotta cross it right now.
Harvey. In front is Samboy. They love to go at that post on the right side. Skip pass. Victoria launches. Hook it from Frey.
How many times have you seen that back when he was in Pasay? You have Warren Bonifacio on that post up, and then Lawrence Victoria on that weak side wing down the left side of the floor. And that time around, Lawrence really making the most of that situation.
Joshua Fontanilla got teed up for faking a
Faking
foul. So, bumangga si Cañete.
Maaari nga isipin mo, pag tinignan mo itong lima nitong Pangasinan Heatwaves, they are going small. A little bit more mobility, especially with Lervin Flores, coupled with Josh Fontanilla, Harvey Pagsanhan, and Lawrence Victoria.
And Andre reported how Coach Gerson did not like the energy. And so instead of getting into the X and O's, they focus more on the mindset, the approach, and how they treated this game. As you saw Fontanilla fall down.
Well, he faked it.
Ayun nga.
It was a flop. Hindi naman ganun kalakas yung tama, pero that was a good call.
And well, whatever trick Coach Gerson made during those last 3 days after that loss against Mindoro, it certainly worked, at least here for the first 3 quarters.
That's right. But you got to close out games, though. And so I'm sure, knowing how competitive Coach Gerson is, he's not going to be satisfied with playing 3 good quarters and then not finishing strong in the fourth.
De Leon at the line. Kung free throw na ito, atid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
I just want to get a quick, birthday greeting to the wife of Mike Montellano.
Mike Wico and Japs Bautista in street clothes.
Yes. Again, birthday greeting to the wife of Mike Montellano. That's Trincy Montellano, the owners of Monty Kicks, one of the really good sneaker sellers down in the South. Happy birthday to your wife, Mike. Enjoy the games.
55-40.
Watch out for Lawrence. Oh, wow.
Ulak escapes. And that's because he hooked his defender. It's an offensive foul.
Oh, hinook nga niya. I thought he was looking for Lawrence once again. Pero itong pinosti na to ni Mike, talaga nga namang hinook. Pero ang ganda ng escape niya, no? Sayang.
Rizal still shooting below 30%. 13 out of 50 after Naive got blocked.
Oh, look at Lervin Flores. What a block by Samboy.
Nice recovery from Samboy de Leon. And
He just kept on going, huh? Ito yun, backdoor. That shot block from behind by Samboy de Leon.
Pagsanhan lobs it inside. Flores with a deuce.
Again, another quality minute showing for Lervin Flores. Back in the second quarter, when you felt that Rizal was trying to make a run, and that definitely is going to be a foul on Harvey Pagsanhan, Lervin Flores came in and gave the energy the Heat Waves needed off the bench.
Pagsanhan called for his fourth foul. Pangasinan in penalty. Rizal as well. But De Leon is the one trooping to the line for 2 shots. But tonight, Samboy De Leon, 3 out of 4 from the line. Does have 2 blocks. Samboy De Leon coming off a very lengthy absence, Coach Mike, and had to work his way back because of that injury. And it took some time for him to get into a very consistent rhythm. And now earning himself an all-star nod, playing for Rizal. It's now 57-41 though after a split at the line.
Manageable deficit, if you ask me, for Rizal. But they got to be very strong to start the fourth quarter to try and steal the momentum away from the Heat Waves. Nice pass.
The thing is, Pangasinan is just executing beautifully on both sides of the floor.
Grabe yung Lervin Flores. Ang ganda ng quality yung binibigay ng mga minuto, ha? That time he drove and dished it to his other big man in Mike Mabula. See this, Lervin drives under, draws 4 defenders, leaves it up for a left-hand finish for Mike Mabula. And he just kept on being patient on that side para kay Mike.
Those were 2 former teammates going at it, Lervin Flores and Mike Cañete, both from Arellano. As Samboy de Leon.
Nag-abot ba sila doon?
Nag-abot yan.
Oh.
Dami nilang magagaling doon. Rizal Coriza, Marwin Taiwan.
Wow.
King Gortiza comes in, as well as Alin Bulanadi.
So kasama nila yung twins.
Sino?
Sila Marcelino.
Hindi, LPU yun.
Alright.
Mike De Gregorio with 6 seconds left on the game clock. Bola na agaw ni Samboy de Leon. Still has time. Dire-derecho. Samboy forcing it up. No, the tip-in is good to beat the buzzer for Jeric Serrano.
Now you like that if you're Rizal. You cut this down to a 14-point deficit from a high of, what, 19? 14 na lang to, and all because you stayed steady. Pero Alain Bulanadi and the rest of the guys really connecting well. And the defensive ends really where it started it. Ganda nung execution nila. Vic Manuel got involved as well. But his quick response later, really good.
Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And so far, kailangan talagang ipagpatuloy lang nitong Rizal yung kanilang ginagawang effort. They ended the quarter strong, and you gotta spill that over in the fourth, especially to start it.
14-point lead sa pagpapasok ng fourth quarter para sa Pangasinan. These two guys have showed out, although Camson struggling from the field, only 6 points but does have 12 rebounds. Vic Manuel, 14 and 7 naman para sa Pangasinan.
Oh, and really Vic Manuel, especially in the third quarter, has helped out big for the Heat Waves. Him collaborating with Alin Bolanadi, even Lervin Flores. Pero si Eric Camson, no? He's trying to get as many as he can for Rizal, pero the 2 out of 10, medyo mahirap na field goal shooting para dito kay Eric Camson. The other good news for Eric though is he's got 12 rebounds.
Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Indicio.
4-hour matchup tonight. Kung inside the court, they might look tough towards each other. But in real life, magkumpare pala ang dalawang yan. Ninong pala si Vic ng panganay nitong si Eric. Kwento ni Eric, since college pa kaming magkatapatan yan. Pero imbes na maging magkaribal, mas naging close pa kami. Aside from reuniting with his kumpare, today is actually a special day for Eric as his wife is celebrating her birthday. His wife suffered from an autoimmune disease and is now recovering. Gusto nga raw sana sumama sa kanya ng asawa niya tonight but he opted not to, saying he wouldn't want to risk it. Masaya na raw siya na at this point she is slowly getting back to health. With family being his source of inspiration, it's like a huge rock was lifted from his chest. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Happy birthday to Mrs. Camson. And alam natin, no, there were stretches during the season where Eric had a tough time dealing with that. And although he still played magnificently for Rizal, you could clearly see yung joy, no, medyo nawala sa kanya, no? And up until now, he's still finding his stride here. But, man, every time you play for family, you play for your kids, your wife, it's gotta be uplifting despite the struggles para kay Eric.
Oh, without a doubt. I do clearly remember, you know that video where Keanu Caballero actually made that heave against Batangas. That game was played in the Inares Center in Pasig, where Eric Camson was the best player of the game. Boy, he could not hold his tears because of, you know, how the wife is. And it really just brings a lot of hope and good news. Understanding the wife of Eric Camson is celebrating her birthday, and is now feeling so much better. And always good to hear news like that.
At magkumpare pala silang dalawa ni Marcelman.
Mike De Gregorio though continues to knock down shots from the outside. I tell you, this combination of Mike De Gregorio and Alin Bolanadi finally coming to fore here for the Heat Waves.
Robin Ive forcing his way in, able to draw a foul against Mike De Gregorio. Ive will troop to the line for 2 free throws. Former Benil Blazer, Robin Ive has carved out a role at times, finishing off the game in crunch time para kay Coach Ralph Rivera, but he misses a big one in the first. Second free throw, mintis pa din. Rizal is only 10 out of 18 from the charity stripe.
This is a relatively slow game for Robin Ive. And the reason that I say that is that ang dami pa niyang pwedeng ibigay eh. Pero dito sa game na to, hindi makakuha ng magandang tempo na sunod-sunod and a rhythm for Robin Ive. Alvin Alday, for the most part, really has been quite silent in this game. And you're gonna need those guys to help out.
Despite all that though, 13 points lang kailangan nabuli ng Rizal. A lot of time left here in the fourth.
Oo, dami pa niyan.
You've got Alvin Alday who checks in for Robin Ive, with Samboy De Leon, Mike Cañete, Philip Manalang, and Jeric Serrano. Serrano will bring the ball down, gives it up to Samboy De Leon, catch and shoot free, tatalbog palabas.
Boy, they had Alvin Alday on the other end. He never got to touch that rock.
Mabulak, whips it to Melencio.
Nice block.
De Gregorio, third block, no? Galing kay Samboy.
Yes. At saka mabigat doon, Ken. 3-point shot yung blinak niya eh. And so meaning he had to close out. And get high off to try and deflect that shot by Mike De Gregorio.
Baseline inbound for Lawrence Victoria. 2 minutes chipped away at the game clock here in the fourth. Flores. Laban kay Cañete. Silang dalawang dating magkaampi. Nagbabantayan. At si Cañete able to force a traveling violation against Lervin Flores.
Ngayon, kung nakaka-force ng turnover itong Rizal, kailangan makakuha sila ng puntos dito, no?
Yeah.
You know, you brought this lead. Lowest na itong binaba nila at 13. From a high of what, 19?
Alday. De Leon goes inside the paint. He gets it back.
Nice.
Got blocked by Flores. Cañete there, carving out space and scoring for the Golden Coolers.
And Cañete and Lervin Flores going at it. In that instance, a good block by Lervin Flores, pero na-recover yung bola na ni Mike Cañete and enough for him to finish up that close. They got numbers right now.
61-50. Approaching the 7-minute mark of the fourth. De Gregorio. Manalang in front of him. Mike using that Flores screen, forcing it up. Wala. Rizal, a chance to cut it to single digits. Alday, baseline drive.
Bad
Nowhere to
pass.
go. Melencio with a rock. Will slow things down. They go to the post. Flores. Pumersa sa ilalim. Wala. Mabulak with a stick back. Not much resistance there from Rizal that time out. Cañete lines it up, puts
Yes.
it in.
That one's big. That's huge for Rizal. You trim this down to a 10-point deficit with 6:20 remaining. You will have already done your job, but you got to finish out strong. Lervin misses this one. Good recovery by Mike and left it up with a left-hand finish.
Pero dito sa kabilang bako, Mike Cañete just stepping into that three-point shot. And the lead is down to 10, 63-53. Timeout, Coach Gerson. September 25, Pangasinan has a date with Imos and that big game which could determine which team will move on to the playoffs. One in the play-in is against the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Of course, depende rin sa magiging mga laro ng Pasay at Pampanga yan. Lalo Pasay 20-8. Rizal gunning for that number 2 spot. Still has a good chance, especially if they mount a comeback here. Vic Manuel, one-on-one against Eric Camson. Vic, kili-kili shot, galing kay Muscleman.
Patuloy pa rin talagang gumagawa ng paraan si Vic Manuel na makatulong dito sa Heatwaves.
Balagtas, pinasa kay Camson. Binigay kay Alvin Alday, met by 2 defenders. Alday flips it up, no. De
Tulak.
Gregorio called for a push.
Tulak kay De Gregorio yun. This was a post-up right there. Eric versus Vic. And Vic once again winning that one. And sabi mo nga, kili-kili shot. Wala dito kay Vic Manuel. Natawa rin siya. Habang pababa, no?
This is Philip Manalang. Balagtas off the bounce. High off the glass. It will bounce out. Manuel grabs another rebound. 65-53. Manuel blocked by Eric Pili. Good job by Pili standing his ground. Baseline inbound. Pagsanhan will trigger it in. Manuel. 3-point shot. It will bounce out. Nobody boxing out. Jory Napoles. And Pangasinan just playing with much more effort right now compared to Rizal.
Oh, tsaka iba yung togetherness ng Heat Waves dito. They're pretty much designated yung mga roles. And talagang playing with a lot of energy, which is, I feel, missing for the most part dito sa Rizal.
Manalang, baseline drive, kicks it out, Thompson, extra feed, Alday for 3 to beat the buzzer. Off the back iron. Bulanadi, catch and shoot. Thompson the rebound, his 14th. Quickly to Alday.
I thought he had a shot.
Did not force it up though. Manalang, the spin, the escape, the nifty finish by Philip Manalang.
And Philip trying to bring the energy here for Rizal. But they've got to be very consistent as they are down 12, but staying in striking distance with the Heat Waves.
Vic Manuel clearing out. Thompson in front of him. Poposte si Vic Manuel. PB hit. Matik yan. Galing kay Muscleman. 2 more points for a total of 18 and 10 para kay Vic.
Too easy. Inantay talaga no? Kung merong depensa pang darating na tulong. Pero since wala, siya na gumawa ng paraan para makascore.
Thompson naman, face-up jumper. Tatalbog palabas. Bola nakuha ni Bulanadi. Pangasinan just holding steady, up by 14. Jore lobs it up to Manuel. Turnover against the Heat Waves.
Well, they were trying to get the ball over to Eric Camson. To Vic Manuel habang nakatalikod si Eric Camson, pero napalakas yung pasa at lumabas sa baseline. And Alvin Alday really could not catch a good rhythm, especially here in the second half. Alvin only has 9 points on a 3 of 11 shooting and 1 out of 5 from 3.
Samboy De Leon trying to navigate through series of defenders. Now it's Balagtas putting up Pagsanhan, who has 4 fouls. De Leon over the outstretched arms of Jory Napoles. Can't connect, but a foul down low against Pangasinan.
Is that it for Harvey?
Yeah,
I think that's his 5th.
his night is done.
He's done. But he's contributed well, especially to start the game. Ito si Harvey Pagsanhan. Naging part siya nung pangalawang grupo na pumasok after nagpahinga yung mga starters. But you replace Harvey with King Gortiza, ang ganda rin na pamalit niya para dito kay Coach Gerson.
Oh, technical foul.
Was
Against Harvey.
a sportsmanlike for Harvey?
Oo. Dahil foul out na siya, nakapunta pa kay Coach Gerson yung technical niya.
Oo, kasi foul out na
Oh, Camson missing a big free throw.
It's been that kind of night. Pero pag tinignan mo yung score, ano pa rin no? Manageable, 14 with understanding the firepower of Rizal. Alang late in this game, they still haven't gotten a good rhythm. And again, another baseline out of bounds.
De Leon, prior to that shot, was 1 out of 13 from the field. But does have 10 points and 5 rebounds after that make.
Foul. Bilis rin itong dalawang guardian to. No? Philip Manalang tsaka Hesed
At
Gabo.
dating magkakampi, magkaibigan, na matalik.
Kaya sanay na sanay no?
Oh! Violation, nonetheless. Gortiza. Sa baseline ka lang pwede gumalaw
Correct. Lifted his feet.
Vic Manuel, sidestep, short. Camson, may 15 rebound pero turnover na naman laban sa Rizal. Vic Manuel kicks it out. An eternity of time for Bulanadi to launch that one but can't hit it. Naive loves it up. Cañete. Alley-oop play converted by the former Arellano Chief. Buhay pa ang Rizal dito, down by 10. Pangasinan can't just settle just yet.
Kaya kailangan maging intentional pa rin sila dito sa execution nila, hindi yung ubos oras lang.
The ball though, able to get past the defense of Samboy De Leon, who was asking for help. None was given.
And I think that decision by Hesed Gabo to take it downhill is he understood that he can, speed on a foot race against Philip Manalang going downhill.
Look at how the defense of Pangasinan was able to shackle the top 3 scorers of Rizal, with the exception of Mike Cañete. Eric Camson, Alwin Alday, and Samboy De Leon. Those 3 guys, a combined 7 out of 36 from the field.
And that's how tough it's been para dito sa Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers. Kahit na nung simula ng game, hindi sila makakuha ng magandang rhythm. And the energy, much as they try their best to bring it, palagi silang nahihinto because of the momentum built by the heat waves. I felt for the heat waves, ang laking bagay ng pasok ni Lervin Flores din. When they replaced all the starters, he pretty much brought the energy para dito sa heat waves.
Jory Napoles called for that technical foul, vehemently protesting that foul call. De Leon, first free throw, big miss. Had they made all 3, it would have cut it down to 9. Rizal is 14 out of 24. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Splits the free throw.
15 out of 25. 10-point lead. Still a slither of hope.
You got to be careful if you're the heat waves. Cross it. And you got to get past this aggressive defense of the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
Pangasinan will slow things down. Bulanadi isolated up top against Samboy De Leon. The pass to Napoles got bumped. And he'll earn himself 2 free throws. Naive call for his first foul.
Ba rin yung activity ni Jory Napoles dun sa pagkakataon na yon. You gotta credit itong Rizal for trimming this down to 10 with a minute and a half. Pero nagmintis pa yung unang free throw nito ni Jory Napoles.
Oh, 2 big misses. Oh, what a lane violation against Rizal.
And they got one more.
Mabigat yun. Hindi, maaga sumasok si Samboy. Pero mintis pa rin naman yung free throw ni Napoles.
Ball don't lie.
Cañete, this would be big. But he airballs that free. And that's been the story for Rizal. 6 out of 25 from beyond the arc.
Yun talaga yung naging challenge nila, Ken. Making shots from the outside. And not even your shooters in Alwin Alday. Who else? Mike Cañete, been pretty okay. Pero yung tulong wala masyado.
And that's gonna be the question for all of the teams vying for the championship and have a good shot of making the playoffs, much like these 2 teams. Because the elite teams, even if the game slows down, Coach Mike, they're able to execute and find a way. Well, in this game, as De Leon continues to miss, Rizal, we saw them forced into a half-court game by Pangasinan. We did not see the usual transition game they were so good at. And credit Coach Gerson and the rest of the Heat Waves as they try to get this one home, up by 10, 71-61. We have a timeout with 52.3 seconds remaining. We'll be back after the short break. Remaining games ng Rizal, matindi yung September 27 nila against Nueva Ecija, and then Bacolod, certainly no pushovers. That's not gonna be a walk in the park, so a difficult schedule to finish off their elimination round para dito sa Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
And that pretty much is very important for them, especially as you try to keep a hold of at least on the number 4 top 4 spot para kahit papaano. If you perform really good, you got a chance to get home court advantage and come deep in the playoff runs.
Naive, high arcing free off. Serrano gets it back. De Leon rises up. Another 3-point attempt. Wala pa din. Vic Manuel with a massive double-double performance. Pangasinan. This is gonna be a tremendous win for them as they try to keep in step for that number 4 spot in the north. Cortiza gives it up to Gabo. Bulanadi. Niluwa. 24 seconds remaining. Samboy De Leon. Derecho. Lays it in. De Leon with 13 markers. But only 3 out of 17 from the field. That's the thing. Even though they scored points, Pangasinan really made them earn those points. Talking about Kamson, Alday, and Samboy De Leon.
The last time Rizal actually scored just 63 points in a game was in their loss against Binyan. That was a 63-66 game. And this might just be the lowest right now. They have 61.
Gabo taking free throws. Second one. Good. Teka. May malfunction pa sa scoreboard. 19.6 seconds left. Now, with this impending win, we have Pangasinan moving up to 19-8. Then you've got Pampanga, who just took care of Davao Occidental. Well, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back after this.
In-house maintenance. Our official score is 72-63 in favor of the Heat Waves. Just
Okay, we resume action here. This is done pretty much a done deal already, Coach Mike.
Yes.
What do you see from these teams moving forward as they try to lock in a spot in the playoffs?
Well, one, if you're Coach Jerson, you want to keep this really good game for them. You do understand na meron pang mga upside para dito sa Heat Waves, but this is a good start to get a little bit of momentum, and especially heading into the playoffs. You like that Alain Bolanadi has finally, done well from shooting on the outside, and Vic Manuel as well.
We have a timeout. We'll be right back. Rizal will drop to 18-9. So a game behind Batangas for that number 2 spot still. Batangas still has Mindoro on their schedule to round out their campaign. While itong Rizal nga, no? Nakakalaban pa itong Nueva Ecija, Bacolod.
So the way it looks for the moment, mukhang secure pa yung number 2 para dito sa Batangas, ano? At 19-9.
Hindi pa sigurado.
Hindi pa sigurado, but with how they're standing right now.
Actually, half game behind
Correct.
ang Rizal with Batangas. And we don't want games to get postponed, but it turned out to be really interesting because that Binyan Pasay game and that Pangasinan Caloocan match will have huge implications in both divisions, really. With Binyan, they're still chasing for themselves, not having to go through the play-in, while on the other side, those 3 teams in the north, Pasay, Pangasinan and Caloocan, with Pampanga there, silang 4 din, 3 spots pinaglalabanan doon sa top 6 dahil nga sure ball na yung Abra, San Juan, Nueva Ecija.
Oo, and itong mga top teams na to talagang kung pwede mo lang iwasan yung play-in, yun talaga yung gagawin mo because well, number 1, more challenges and roadblocks to you as you try to win a championship this season and get the title. And you want to get the shortest path available, and that really is avoiding the play-in.
And congratulations to the Pangasinan Heat Waves after that disappointing loss against the Mindoro Tamaraws. They vent their ire on the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers, who were riding on a 4-game winning streak, and that is snapped tonight. And huge contributions from guys like Alain Bolanadi and Vic Manuel. And both these guys came out to play much like what they did in their last game. But this one resulting into a win, our muscle man, our best player of the game.
Totoo naman yun. And he really just continued with his quick start in the game after he came off the bench and really put on the needed muscle, so to speak, and help on the defensive end, trying to check on the big guys coming in the lane. And he just provided that needed lift here for the Heat Waves as the win, very important one at home.
And of course, that matchup with Eric Camson was something that we thoroughly enjoyed. Camson ending up with 6 points and 15 rebounds, and that
yes.
pretty much the epitome of the struggles of Rizal, shooting just 30%, and this might have been the best defensive effort Pangasinan has dished out as they hold Rizal to 67 points. Our final score 75-67. Let's go courtside to Andrea.
Maraming salamat, Ken. First of all, Vic, congratulations. Vic, maganda naman talaga ang ipinapakita mo from the previous games. Pero tonight, mas ipinush mo pa ang sarili mo, leading with a double-double performance. Kahit na yung mga dehadong moments, nagagawan mo pa ng paraan. Ano nga bang kakaiba ngayong gabi at mas maganda yung galaw mo?
Nag-focus lang kami sa depensa ng team. So, nakaka-stop kami. So, nagiging maganda yung flow ng offense namin. Nakapag-exit kami. So, yun. Kaya siguro nakakakuha kami ng mga easy basket.
Ang pinakamaganda dito, sinunod nyo yung gustong mangyari ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes na bumawi kayo in this match. Actually, kontrolado nyo yung game all the way. Ano nga ba yung naging turning point sa inyo at mas magandang naging resulta ng game ngayon?
Ayun na talagang kami, kailangan namin panalo. So, lalo na sa home court kami naglalaro ngayon. So, yun, hindi pwedeng matalo. Pag hindi, babagsak kami sa number 7. So, yun yung nasa utak namin lahat.
Speaking of home court, meron ka ba mga gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Hello, pasalamat ako ng mga boss namin. Yan, si Boss Governor Guico, kay Boss Conrad and Eskimo Estrella, kay Boss Congressman Art Celeste, Boss Mayor Brian Celeste, Boss Cesar Cambao, and Mayor Liam Cesar, kay Boss Robert Chay, yan, kay Boss FJ. Yan. Saka salamat sa mga sumusuporta sa Team Pangasinan. And yan, shoutout ko rin nung wife ko, si Annalyn, yung mga babies ko, saka yung mga taga-Subic, sa yung Kalapandayan Pirates, saka sa BMBC family, saka sa mga taga-Ligabia, ingat kayo dyan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Once again, that was Vic Manuel, our best player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Tomorrow, we will be at the Quezon City District 2 Gym MRB compound, a new building, a new venue. 4 p.m. game between Abra and Pasig City, followed by Cebu versus Bacolod. And our main game, Quezon City, will hold home court kalaban ang Binyan Tatak GLB's motorcycle. And that's gonna do it here for our coverage here from Rosales, Pangasinan, on behalf of Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endicio and our entire crew. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay at pagtangkilik sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.